Hey guys, hey Truth, hey Rose, hey everyone coming in. Thank you all for joining. Let's go ahead and jump in. I'm going to do this video off camera if you guys don't mind. Thank you all for joining. Of course, everything said in the video is alleged and in my opinion and is used for fair use and entertainment. This is our midday pop-in and it will be just that. We ain't going to hold you guys long, all right? Let's jump on into some topics to give you guys some updates on what is going on out here in these streets. First topic, all right? We just jump in, honey. We don't do no 5 and 10 minute marks over here. Nothing against nobody to do. We like to get right to the T. All right. According to the neighborhood talk, as you guys can see on my screen, it has now been confirmed. Now, we heard rumors that Kroy was dating the wife of Kim Zolciak's now boyfriend. So I'm not sure if the pickings kind of slim in the Atlanta area where Kroy would have to date the wife of the Kim Zolciak's new boyfriend, married boyfriend. Ain't this weird? So Kim is now dating this married man, and Kroy is dating the married man's wife. For those of you that don't understand where I'm going with this is weird. Let's get into it, y'all, because now it's been confirmed. I heard rumors, I showed some pictures, but now it's been confirmed. They said, if you've been trying to keep up with Kim Zolciak and Kroy Beerman, never-ending divorce drama, buckle up because the relationship web has gotten messier. Now, according to TMZ, it said that Kim's boyfriend, Kyle Moitz, has filed new court documents in his own divorce, claiming his estranged wife, Jillian Green, wasn't truthful about her relationship with Kim's estranged husband, Kroy Beerman. What is going on? My God. Now, said that here's where it gets confusing. Kyle is claiming that Jillian previously testified under oath that she and Kroy were just friends and had only met once and weren't planning to continue talking. Said that she also allegedly said that she had no intention of having Kroy around her children. However, said that Kyle now alleges that that's not what actually happened. In the filings, he claims that he later found out that Kroy's vehicle was parked outside the family's home while their children were there. So he's been stalking, it sounds like, and checking up on the wife while he's fully dating Kim Zolciak. Ain't that something? That's how they be. Said he also alleges text messages produced during the divorce show that Jillian and Kroy were communicating far more than she admitted during her deposition. Said that Kyle further claims that neighbors have told him that Kroy is frequently at the home. So now you snooping around with the neighbors and asking, do y'all be seeing Kroy's car over here? Child, Kroy is balls deep in this man's wife. My God. So it says because of that, Kyle says he's concerned about what he describes as Kroy's unpredictable behavior and alleges that Kroy has a history of mental and physical abuse involving adults and children. Where you learn that at? From Kim. Said that based on those allegations that he's asking the court to keep Kroy away from his children and bar him from the home. Said that Kyle is also asking the court for permission to enter the marital residence to retrieve a collection of weapons, inventory, valuable wine stored in the home, and install a lock on the wine cellar. So he don't want them in there sipping on his wine while they in there whining and grinding, pretty much is what he's saying. He is such a hater. Like, how you over here fully messing with someone who is married, but you're mad that your wife has moved on? Granted, it is kind of effed up of all people to be with Kroy, which is the ex-husband of the wife that you're dating, right? It's a little nasty. Too much exchanging of the damn juices, but hey, more power to you, all right? Everybody's getting played and laid is given what it is. All right, moving on, honey. Somebody who said they ain't trying to be getting played no more is damn Phaedra, honey. Phaedra says she ain't never, ever have emphasis on the never, honey, getting married again. But she is dating. I told you guys she was dating, right? She's dating this younger guy, but she'll never show it on the show. I don't know why. That would be a great storyline for her. But according to Reality Nightcap, let's get into her. She just did an interview and she has confirmed that she's dating. All right, let's go.
Yeah, I'm dating. I'm not in any serious relationship, but I'm definitely dating.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you looking for? Would you get married again?
No,
No.
It's too much money at risk. No.
I don't blame you.
Never splitting any money with a man.
I know that's right.
That honestly sounds horrible. Horrible.
But it happens a lot.
I know. I don't have a prenup.
Ooh.
I know.
Are you the more wealthier woman in the relationship?
No, but I could be.
Yeah,
but I mean, you never know, right? I could hit it big.
Yeah.
I mean, I do gamble a lot. I could hit it.
We rebuke that gambling spirit. Yeah, I'm dating. I'm not in any.
I mean, girl, if you that concerned, if you hit big at the casino, baby, go on out and get you a good post nump, all right? That's the after nump, as they call it. Go get you a damn post nump. And you sitting there talking to an attorney, Phaedra could draw the paperwork right now, if and when you need it, okay? But what y'all think about that? Of course, I told y'all weeks ago that Phaedra was dating. She will never show her real life on TV. I mean, she is private, but if you're on reality TV, you have to show your reality, which is that you're dating, right? I told y'all that Apollo was snooping around asking for their family to get back together, and she has vehemently said, hell no. She don't want to be back with him because of all the shit that Apollo's done. He's a 2-time felon, and she don't want that, you know, she don't want her money and everything else commingled with him again. I think she learned the very first time by being with him. We saw he was aggressive with her on TV. We saw now that he left Phaedra for the side piece, and they wound up getting married, and that shit didn't work out because he was seen on doorbell cam cheating on her. And then we later found out he was putting the pause upon the new wife. So she ain't trying to be back with Apollo, but she is dating, and the guy that she's dating is a younger guy. I ain't mad at it though, Phaedra, honey. Get your feet wet, and among other things. Okay, moving on. Okay, let's get into an unfortunate situation that Claudia Jordan shared. Okay, y'all, who knew Bob Barker? Rest in peace to him, because he ain't here no more. Y'all know he was 196 years old when he died, most recently. But Claudia goes into a very unfortunate situation that she experienced with Bob Barker, you guys. And we found out this was a fucking, I ain't gonna say pedo, because Claudia was an adult, but very mannish individual. So Claudia Jordan, you guys, according to No Chaser TV, discusses being sexually assaulted by Price is Right producer Phil Rossi and his retaliation tactics. So it sounds like maybe not Bob Barker, but someone who worked for Bob. Bob didn't stop the shit, but they were saying, I read too, that Bob Barker didn't like black people. All right, he had a problem with black people. He didn't like to see black and white people dating. He had a problem with that. But let's get into what Claudia had to say, because this is horrible.
So he was kind of grandfathered in. There was a producer that was his father that got him in. So I heard for 18 years, people trying to get him out of there because he's been inappropriate for a long time. He was a total perv. One day I was, there's a station outside the hair and makeup room where there's a mirror and you do your like last minute touch ups. You just check your hair. So I'm leaning over in the mirror. I'm checking my makeup, my hair, whatever. And I feel this like body behind me just comes up behind me, just puts his hand like all over my butt. He's like, nice ass. He said it so creepy. And then he just walked off like nothing. I'm like, wait, what? Like, I'm looking around like, did anyone see that? So I went out like and went to stage and I just kind of did my thing, went through the motions. And I was like, this motherfucker just grabbed me. Like he just touched me. And that way it was so pervy and so creepy. So I think it wasn't even that long, like a couple of days, I told on him. And the woman came to my dressing room and we talked and her eyes lit up almost like, yes. Cause I know they were kind of, she wanted his job. He was like slightly above her. And I saw her like, tell me more. So I'm thinking, she believes me. She's excited. She wants to go after him. But really, she didn't protect me. Once she went and, I was being used in a pawn for her to get his job. She didn't really care about me, I don't think, in my opinion. So once I did that, it was every little thing I did. I started getting written up for being 1 minute late. Now, not alone. Like there's a meeting we have to go to like at 12:45 p.m., right? My clock is the same time. My phone is the same time as the break room, the meeting room. So I would get to the studio and I would have ample time to get to the meeting. I would get in there. I walk in, other models walk in, and now the clock says 12:48. I'm like, it just said 12:42. Like, how did it? And I thought I was going crazy. Like, why is the time? And only me would get written up, not the other two white girls, just me. We would walk in the same time. Sometimes they'd come after me. There were sometimes models would show up to work hungover and drunk. Okay. They never got written up, but I was getting written up for literally 30 seconds, 1 minute late.
Wow. I
find out from a security guard later on that Phil Rossi, the producer, had told security the minute that I pull up on the lot, because you have to use your badge and everything, the minute I pull up on the lot and enter the building, to call him. So what he was doing was going to the break room, setting the clock forward a few minutes and setting it back afterwards.
Wow.
Just enough so he'd have witnesses that I was late. But I was the only one getting written up for this.
And this is after
I told.
That's retaliation in the workplace. You should have sued his ass for that. And all you had to do was get one security officer to come forward and say, hey, Yeah, he did tell me that every time she comes on the lot to let me know, which gave him plenty of time to do what she had to do from getting from the parking lot, getting out of her car from the parking lot inside the building. By that time, he had done changed the clock up a few minutes or so, and boom. All right, that's retaliation. So he felt like he could sexually assault her and touch her in inappropriate ways and get away with it. And God forbid she say something or report it or tell somebody, then she will be retaliated on. And that happens in the real world, not just Hollywood, at jobs, right? If bosses be inappropriate with you or say anything inappropriate and you report it a lot of times to HR, sometimes the HR will not protect you, especially a boss. If you go to another boss or tell someone else, a lot of times these people are very, very close. And they are friends. They don't want to see their friend get fired or written up or worse, right? So they will protect them and they will retaliate against you and nitpick in every little thing that you do. They'll be working on trying to get you out of there 1 minute late when they didn't even care before. You come in 1 minute late, they turn their head, they didn't give a damn. But now because you told and you spoke up about something or tried to hold someone accountable, you public enemy number one. You can't do shit no more, right? And that's just how it be. So you got to watch yourself. You got to watch yourself. That's why you have to document, okay? And this comes from someone who is a boss at work. You have to document dates and times when things occur so that you can keep, a little journal, so to speak, of things that happen, who, what, when, where, right? All of that helps out in the end because it's called building your case. Okay. I'm trying to help somebody because people act a fool. People act a fool at work. Okay. And whenever you file in those types of cases, you got to be very strategic and you got to have details. You got to be very detailed if you're trying to, I don't say bring somebody down, but hold someone accountable, right? Especially if they're high ranking, right? Okay, but let's move on. If anyone is experiencing that at work, definitely report it. Okay, definitely report it. Go get a police report too. It's good to have a police report, something to back you up to say, hey, this did occur. This person did report this. And you might want to use, if you have a good job with benefits, go and get some therapy. Tell your therapist that, get it on record that this is going on. All right, let them know this is bothering me. It makes me a little depressed. Just help you. You're building your case, okay? And you also you have to report it to HR because that's the thing to do. You can't, do anything unless you announce it to them or report it to them. They have to know about it. If they choose not to do anything, then that makes your case stronger. But definitely report it and build your case outside of that. Okay, did it help somebody? Yes. Moving on. So this right here news today made me so happy because I have watched this show from beginning to end. I binge watched the very first season. For those of you that have never watched the show, I don't know what you're doing with your life. Okay. Thank you, Jasmine Brand, for announcing this today. But Beauty in Black has gotten another season on Netflix. Now they were going to end it at season 3. And I said, why? You can't end it at season 3. There's so much more to be told about this story. But thanks be to God, honey, I was scrolling today and Tyler Perry has announced that he has now extended Beauty in Black for a renewed season for season 4 on Netflix. Okay, what y'all think? Ain't that cool? I need a hand clap on that because I am excited because I do watch this. Anybody watch Beauty in Black? Put a 1 in the chat if you do. If you watch Beauty in Black on Netflix. Okay? Yes, honey, if you watch that, that's a good show. You're going to have to start from season 1, though. If you haven't started watching it, you're going to have to start from season 1 so you know what's going on. We ain't got time to catch you up right here because, baby, it's a lot going on this show, but it's really good. I see some ones, right? Yes, and if you don't have Netflix, go get it because this is a good watch. So as you guys can see here, Beauty in Black won't be ending with season 3 after all. Now, Netflix has reversed course on ending Tyler Perry's Beauty in Black, renewing the drama for a 4th season after announcing in December that season 3 would close out the series. It said that the turnaround follows a strong run for season 2, which released 2 parts and spent 6 weeks in Netflix global top 10, hitting number 1 in 17 countries, according to the streamer. All right, so written, directed, and executive produced by Tyler Perry, which you can tell because all his stories are almost the same. The series centers on 2 women whose lives collide. Kimmy, which is Taylor Polidor Williams, I love her, pushed out by her mother and struggling to get by, and Mallory, which is Crystal Stewart, who runs a thriving business. Now, said the season 2 escalated the stakes, pulling back the curtains on a cutthroat family running a simple empire or beauty empire, said that, and a hidden trafficking operation, which you guys will see when you watch it, as a reckoning closes in. It said that the release date for season 3 has not been revealed. Once that does come out, I will come back and spin the block and let y'all know when and what date they are announcing that it will air. Okay, so we are getting a season 4 for Beauty and Black. Hallelujah. Okay, I'm happy about that. And then of course they'll probably add another because the way it went off, I just was like, I'm mad. But it's a really good watch. All right, let's get into Tia Kemp, child, getting read down. I said, oh my God, I have never seen nobody go off on Tia Kemp and she didn't get a word in edgewise. Y'all about to get a good little kiki behind this. Now, this person I think is a podcaster. So Tia Kemp gets into it with a TikToker, Dre Baby. I've never heard of him. Now I'm gonna have to go on TikTok and look him up. But he's crazy. He's a reader and he's funny as hell. But he and Tia Kemp got into it for some reason. Baby, he went off and read her ass to the gods. Y'all hear me? Let's get into it. Shout out to Neighborhood Talk. Let's back it up because I want y'all to see from the beginning. All right, let's go. Hold up. Whoa. Let's refresh. All right, hold on.
Bro, like your eye, you ain't never had a man say, I don't know who the fuck you can eat it up and beat it up with me, girl. You ain't the 1, 2, or the 3, girl. You better go play on somebody else's phone. You 50 and playing on phones. Have a good night. Who she thought she was? And who she thought she better sit back? Girl, you slept with Rick Ross and didn't see a man since. She tried to be cute, but I can be gorgeous. Ross, like your eye, you ain't never had a man say, I don't know who the fuck you can eat it up and beat it up with me, girl. You ain't the 1, 2, or the 3, girl. You better go play on somebody else's phone. You 50 and playing on phones. Have a good night. Who she thought she was? And who she thought she better sit back?
Here's another one where he's going off on her teeth too. These two right here, this wig is sending me to.
Like with Rick Ross and didn't see a man since.
Oh my God.
She tried to be cute, but I can be gorgeous. Ross, like your
child, these two right here are going at it. Tia couldn't even get a word in. I'm shocked. Y'all know Tia Kemp is a whole reader, okay? The way Tia Kemp shut down, what's the child name? Of course, Tokyo Tony, okay? And also, what's his name? Dude is supposed to be like a girl. I can't even remember his name. Oh my God. But Tia Kemp, y'all, I'm lost for words that Tia let this dude read her like this. This is crazy. Oh my God. Let's move on though. I thought that was funny. All right, so let's get into Cardi. Oh my God. That was a nice little kiki. Oh my goodness. Right. A whole queen, child. A whole queen. Oh my God. All right, so Cardi B admits that she could pick better men while seemingly addressing the new guy that she's alleged to be dating, that now his baby mama came out to say that he is abusive, okay, be putting hands on women and don't take care of his kids. So y'all know Cardi know how to pick them, child. She only like fuck niggas. And he appears to be one of them. So it goes on to say that Cardi B admits that she could pick better men while seemingly addressing Maduka's baby mama, accusing him of being bi and abusing her after the two were spotted having dinner in Italy. She said, I'm used to ish like that since I was 20 years old. She says, I don't know what it is about biatches, but I ruffle their feathers very bad. I don't know why she feel like that's such a flex to be with him, because he bring nothing to the table. I did see where she was saying that he give her like $300 a month. Like, girl, that ain't no money to you. Cardi, you are a double-digit millionaire. $300 is nothing. You probably spend that going out to eat. You probably spend that, on a pair of shoes or something. I don't know. Let's continue, child. Let's go back, because child, Cardi.
It's not me, the nigga in the club, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm Cardi. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta be a little bit more exclusive. Like, it's like, and I just don't be liking people like that. I don't find people attractive like that. I don't. That's why I stay with people for a long time, because it's hard for me to like people like that. Could I pick better men? Probably, maybe so, whatever. But even if I do, one thing about it, two things for sure, I'm telling you, left right away. This since I was 20. As long as a nigga has a baby mom, fuck a baby mom. As long as a nigga have an ex-girlfriend, just an ex-girlfriend itself, this is going to happen. When I was 20 years old, I was dating this guy. He was dating this crazy ass white girl. All that shit. She even came to my job. This skinny little white girl. Then when I dated that scammer that I dated for 3 years, he had an insane baby mom. Like the bitch was even crazier. The bitch was even crazier. She was just fucking insane. Now, if y'all was around the Tommy era, if y'all was really around the Tommy era, if y'all know me from 2014 to 13, y'all know too. The baby mom was insane. And the list is gonna go on. So unless a man fucking was born the day before yesterday and never dated a girl, never did this and that, this is what always gonna come with it. I don't know what it is about bitches. I ruffle they fucking feathers really bad. The list is gonna go.
At the end of the day, I think that Cardi just has an appetite for dudes for like rough dudes who, that's just have the same characteristics. I mean, you left Offset to be with Stefan. I don't see no difference between the two of them except that Stefan has more money than Offset, right? And stop falling in love with everybody. Like, damn, you are single now, almost, because you're not officially divorced from Offset because he won't give you the divorce. But still, just date a bunch of people and just have fun, Cardi. Like, stop all this falling in love and trying to be with this one person. This dude obviously is not a great match for you. He still don't look like he closed that door with the baby mama, and she's airing him out. It's not a good look for you to be with somebody who is known to be an abuser. We've already heard some things about Offset and the two of you guys. Like, I don't know. I really think that Cardi just needs to maybe take some time to herself. Maybe she's one of those people who don't like to be alone, and people be that way. They jump right out of one relationship into another, like Cynthia Bailey from Real Housewives of Atlanta. She's that way. She would jump right off the situation she's in, right into another relationship without even healing, dragging that baggage right on into the next relationship, and you don't have time to heal, which then is toxic for the next person coming in who is already toxic according to the men she likes to date. So it's just giving weird vibes, right? Like, if he ain't taking care of his kids, what is it that you're looking for? Is it just an sexual type of situation? Like, what? This is him. She's in Italy with him, dating him. Nice looking guy, but he's trash. He don't take care of his kids. If you like to be, not to apply this situation because he's a man, right? You already seen arguing outside with Stefan Diggs. Y'all had a very volatile situation. It looks like, okay, and then y'all tried to downplay it once the media picked it up. Like, obviously, it's. I think we know that she's not with Stefan or fooling with him no more now that she's seen out with this guy. But I don't think that's a flex at all. And of course, baby mama don't sound like she's done with him because y'all know how jealous women be, child. She's airing his ass out. She probably just slept with him the other day, and here come Cardi, right? Stop getting in people's mess, honey. Stop getting in people's mess. But let's move along. Update on this Nolan Wells case. I know y'all tired of hearing about Nolan, child. We ain't gonna stay on it long, I promise. All right. So this just dropped. Okay, this just dropped 15 minutes ago. Shout out to TMZ TV. Let's get into it. I don't know why I made my page big like this, but let's go.
This Nolan Wells case, it's taking a lot of different twists and turns. I wanted to get your thoughts on it. What do you think about it thus far?
Well, the phone has been erased and the parents have had to ping it. There's been no clear investigation. I think it reeks of a cover-up. And so we want to get to the bottom of it. So I think Attorney Crump being involved, I thank Kaepernick family. I think people that want to get to the justice. And now the truth is coming out slowly, but the truth is coming out. There is a pattern of deception and denial and cover-up.
You think there's a cover-up? So who are you pointing the finger at?
Well, I first start with the legal authorities. They should do a thorough investigation. That the phone was separated from the child. Body was returned to an alternate location. That the messages have been erased. That the family had to independently retrieve the phone. These are all things that the sheriff should have done. And so I would like to see the law enforcement do its job and give the parents, the family, justice and closure.
You know, I spoke with Jasmine Crockett about this a few days ago, and she feels like race is definitely playing a role in this investigation, or just in this case, I should say. What do you think?
Well, if you talk about 5 or 7 young white guys and one African-American child, they're out swimming. He ends up dead, and it seems to have been a bit of a scuffle or some altercation. I'm not quite sure. and then everyone leaves their one friend behind who just happens to be black. Well, this is also, as we speak today, the anniversary, the date of Emmett Till's birth. And so I come from Chicago, and that was a Mississippi case. So history is repeating itself again.
History is repeating itself. So you're comparing the Nolan Wells case to the Emmett Till case.
Well, I'm just saying that there's a similarity, that there's a chord, there's a melody that comes from injustice, that the people that killed Emmett Till, they knew who did it, and they never were prosecuted. The young people that were around Mr. Wells, they know something, and they've never been thoroughly interrogated.
Right.
Well, it is an ongoing investigation. I mean, we still have some way to go. How do you think this is all going to shake out?
Well, I want the truth to come forward. I want the young people to say what they know. I see they're lawyered up. They're behind their family members that have judges. They've had days and weeks to corroborate stories. And so we need an independent investigation.
The
phones have been erased. The pictures have been deleted. The family had to independently retrieve the voice messages themselves. The state has not lifted a finger then or now with Emmett Till or with Wells to get to the murder of a young black child.
Who does an independent investigation? You're saying the sheriff's department isn't enough. So then who handles it?
Well, like we've seen before, this is where the federal judiciary is supposed to come in. But there's been
feds.
Oh, absolutely. Okay. I mean, it's a murder. This Mr. Wells had a right to be alive. He has a right to life, and that's been taken from him. So who did it? And if the local judiciary fails you, then this is where the federal government is supposed to supersede and intervene. So I would like to see a federal investigation.
This Nolan Wells case is taking a lot of different twists and turns.
There's another update I want to give you guys. They're saying that the Mississippi authorities have stated that they intend to present the state's autopsy findings directly to the grand jury rather than releasing the full report publicly beforehand. So they're not releasing nothing public like Ben Crump did with their autopsy. Y'all hear that? I'm reading one more time. Mississippi authorities have stated that they intend to present the state's autopsy's findings directly to the grand jury rather than releasing the full report publicly beforehand. Now, I checked with one of my friends who's an attorney, and they're telling me, and they said to me, why present to the grand jury if there's no official charges as of yet? And I said, that makes sense, right? What you presenting to them? There's not a case as of yet. According to them, they're still doing the autopsy. They're still looking for stuff. They're still investigating according to what they're saying with this first autopsy. So why present to the grand jury if there's no official charges as of yet? Also, why release the body to be examined and not complete and not send all of the organs over for there to be a complete second autopsy, right? Why is that? So Mississippi, it sounds like they're still sitting on information, still trying to cover up, still trying to not cooperate with what's going on. It's all smoke and mirrors. I showed you guys the sheriff this morning in the video where he was very tight-lipped and saying that they were instructed not to say anything to anyone, but if they wanted answers to contact directly to the DA. So the DA is running shit in Mississippi. So for them saying that they're not going to release anything is weird to me. They're not releasing nothing except to directly to the grand jury. But my thing is, do y'all have any witnesses? Do you guys have any suspects? That would mean y'all have a case that y'all ready to present if y'all are presenting it to the grand jury, because typically they don't send over anything to the grand jury unless there are official charges on the table. So what is going on behind the scenes that we don't know about? Yeah, that's the update on that. There must be some official charges that's about to take place for them to only be releasing a full report and findings to the grand jury. And that's directly from an attorney, a very, very well rounded attorney that I spoke to about the shit. Let's keep going though. I see they shit. Now they're attacking Ben Crump. Let's get into that. Now they're trying to attack Ben Crump. Let's look at the messages. Because I screenshotted them. I said, I see what they're trying to do. They're trying to deflect from the real issues of what's going on in this case and attack Ben Crump. So let's get into it. According to the Magnolia Tribune, Said that people like Al Sharpton want Nolan Wells to have been unalived. Said that their entire narrative demands it. Their ability to raise money off of it depends on it. They're vultures feeding off of fear and history to exploit a tragedy. This is according to this guy right here, Russ Latino. All right, let's keep going. There's more. So according to Mississippi News, the United Cajun Navy is attacking Ben Crump. Check this out. All right. They're saying that at Attorney Crump, we did not say that Nolan was fully clothed when found. Said that he was wearing only swim trunks. Please don't misrepresent our words. Now, according to the video that I showed y'all in Car Chronicles, where the white man who says that, matter of fact, let me pull it up. Because he actually said that he had, remember I played the video where the white guy said that he had the pictures from the United Cajun Navy. He worked with the United Cajun Navy. He said that Nolan was fully clothed face down on the side of the banks. He said it. So why are you guys now coming back and attacking Crump, Attorney Crump, to say that you never said that, in terms of making it seem like he's just out here putting out lies and fabrications when you actually said it in a video? Maybe you should stop doing videos and fact check, right? Because you did say it. You said that any pictures or any information that Nolan Wells' parents want, all they got to do is contact you, when you should be contacting them of any new findings to say, hey, this is what we ran across. Don't know if you heard about it or not, but here are the pictures, here are the videos, here's this or here's that. Y'all didn't do that. But here you are, according to the Mississippi News, saying the United Cajun Navy says that at Attorney Crump, we didn't say that Nolan was fully clothed when found, said that he was wearing only swim trunks. Please don't misrepresent our words. Okay, but the guy that spoke this morning definitely represent the United Cajun Navy because he announced that he was with the United Cajun Navy. I mean, we can pull the video right now. Let's not do that. All right, so let's get into this damn corner. Is that my last one? Yep. So this is gonna be the last video. It's gonna be the last topic. Let's get into, yeah, she said it. He said it. He was at the United Cajun Navy. So you announced who you were with, and you said it in the video that he was face down and fully clothed. And we were asked, like, how did he get fully clothed when he came on the island with only gray swim trunks? We trying to figure that out too. So here they go. Here they go. So somebody must be about to be charged. And I hope it's the right people and they ain't just picking somebody. That's another thing. I hope they ain't just picking some random person who ain't got shit to do with it to avoid arresting the correct people because there's money and titles behind said people. But let's get into this. According to the Griot, Mississippi medical examiner in Nolan Wells' case also handled Trey Reed's investigation, drawing renewed scrutiny. Let's look into that. Sound like she's been doing this for quite some time with her Richard Simmons looking ass. Let's get into her. So Mississippi's chief, let me pull my other screen up over here, guys. I'm sorry. I'm doing dual screens over here. All right, so I can keep up with all this stuff. All right. So a Mississippi chief's medical examiner is facing renewed scrutiny after handling several high-profile death investigations involving Black residents. Now, Dr. Stacy Turner, she needs to pass in her damn badge, performed Wells' autopsy, but her official findings have not yet been released. Of course, since the second one came out, and she's the one who withheld the throat, the stomach, the brain, and all the other things that should have been sent to the DC autopsy. So it said that Wells' family has retained civil rights attorney Ben Crump, who commissioned an independent autopsy. So she felt like, how dare you guys question my work? So I'm going to withhold this, and this, so that you guys don't get your findings. And I already have mine, but I'm going to pretend like I didn't, so that you guys cannot overshadow what I found over here on little Mr. Nolan Wells. All right, we know your shit, ma'am. So Dr. Stacy Turner, according to the Griot, also handled the death investigation of DeMartravian Reed, okay? Trey Reed, said her office ruled Reed's death as suicide by hanging, affirming the initial conclusion by local officials. Reed's family disputed that ruling. They retained attorney Ben Crump and Vanessa Jones and ordered an independent autopsy. Those findings have not yet been made public. She's been doing this shit. Let's get into the next person that she's been involved in. Advocates have also pointed to the 2021 death of Damian Cameron, who died after being restrained by Rankin County Sheriff deputies. Now, Dr. Stacy Turner ruled Cameron's cause of death as undetermined, despite documenting injuries that included internal bleeding in his neck. So it could have been asphyxiation from the blood where he was maybe hit, stomped. We don't know what. But if he had injuries in the neck, bleeding in the neck, he could have choked or been asphyxiated by those injuries. But you said undetermined when clearly you saw injuries to his neck, but you didn't put that in the paperwork because why? It was done by Rankin County Sheriff deputies. Y'all see what's going on here? Girl. So a grand jury later declined to indicate the deputies, indict. I'm sorry, I can read it here. A grand jury later declined to indict the deputies, relying in part on her findings. Now, it said that in 2023, 3 independent forensic pathologists reviewed Cameron's case and concluded his death was a homicide. Y'all see that? Now, she put undetermined, but when they came back and looked at it again, they deemed it as homicide. So this is something that she's been known to do, and she's trying to do it again with Nolan's case, and there's too many hands in the damn pot. It's too many people watching, so she can't get away with it. So now she's hiding evidence, allegedly. Now, one of the deputies involved is now serving a federal prison sentence for unrelated goon squad torture cases. And the same is about to happen with this case because once the FBI come in, they don't have ties to the FBI, right? Once this thing becomes federal, where the FBI has to come in and take a closer look at Mississippi Sheriff Department, as well as this coroner and everybody else that's investigating this case to see that there's a pattern of behavior with this coroner, her ass gonna be catching some charges as well because you take an oath to do your job and you're not doing it. You're not doing it. You're not doing it. Okay. So let's get into the next one. 13-year-old Shannon Wilson's family also disputes the official findings that he accidentally drowned and has raised concerns about how the investigation was handled. However, there is no publicly confirmed documentation linking Turner's office directly to Wilson's case. All right. So let's read what they're saying. As questions continue to surround the death of Nolan Wells, renewed scrutiny is falling on Mississippi medical examiner Dr. Stacey Turner, who also conducted the autopsy of Trey Reed. Now, the connection has sparked fresh concerns from families and advocates seeking transparency and accountability in 2 high-profile cases involving young Black men. Now, while state authorities have stood by their findings, Wells' family continues to press for answers after an independent autopsy concluded that foul play could not be ruled out. Let's keep going. Okay. The renewed attention comes as the Wells family awaits the release of the state's full autopsy findings and toxicology report, which that could take anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks in terms of the toxicology report. All right. The autopsy should have already been out weeks ago, right? Because theirs was done before the one that was done in DC. So Mississippi should have already had theirs done. So I'm not sure what the hell they're waiting on, right? With calls for a thorough investigation continuing to grow. So I feel like they are very much so insulted by the fact that Nolan's family does not trust their findings after many situations have come out to be very suspect by this same coroner. She definitely needs to be looked into and investigated. And these cases might need to be reopened. And if it's found that she did do some things that was uncouth in terms of these cases, she definitely needs to seek charges or have charges put on her, as well as everyone else that investigated this case as well. Because as a coroner, they rely on your rulings and your findings in order to get to the next step in the investigation. So if you're just putting things down because you want to protect this person, then you're not doing your job to the best of your ability. And it's fraud. That's fraud. Okay. Sorry, but that is called fraud, my dear, because you have to sign off on your autopsy report that the findings that you found on there are to the best of your knowledge, right? Yeah, there's a signature. There's a signature on an autopsy report by the doctor who performed it. So if you're signing off on something that's undetermined when you know that it was a homicide, that's fraud, right? I work in fraud. That's how I know. Anytime you sign off on something, that's any document, okay? Any document. But that's all we have for this video. Y'all sound off, honey. Y'all sound off. I hope they get Richard Simmons Jr.'s ass and lock her the fuck up, because she needs to be locked up. She don't need to be doing another autopsy. Like, not one. She don't need to do one on a fucking dog at this point. She don't need to do one on a stray cat, because I wouldn't believe her damn findings anyway. But what y'all think? Sign off on that. Thank you so much to my top flight mods, Rose Armstead, True TV Podcast, and Tiffany Thomas. Thank y'all for doing an awesome job. Hope you guys enjoyed this show. All right. All right, we about to get on out of here. Love you guys down. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day. Until the next video. Bye.